got in touch with me, to come out here, and we were talking about, the possibilities of dealing with James Baldwin. And of course, dealing with James Baldwin is it's kind of a softball for me. I can knock that one out the park every time. Baldwin and I, over the years, I had an opportunity, at least on 3 occasions, to be in his company. And even more so, to be in your audience, to be a part of one of his presentations. And what a remarkable commentator he was on our times. So when Sean invited me out here, we just gone through, with the book coming out, people talking about the '67 rebellion. So I guess that was on my mind when I said, well, maybe the possibilities of talking about the 27 riot. Since this rebellion, it's the 50th anniversary of the Detroit Rebellion of 1967. Okay. Again, you have this year kind of coming together of some ideas out there that had nothing at all to do other than serendipity or coincidence. He's talking about bringing me out here to talk about Baldwin and then add a public element of the presentation, an opportunity to talk to the community. And of course, over the years, the Tulsa Riot has been on my mind, and I think I've included it, in any number of my books. We've talked about that, but not definitively. I don't think even comprehensively. But certainly you get a line or two in there about it. But once I had this opportunity, I say, well, let me dig into it. This would be a grand opportunity, not only to be in a room with my family, my Oklahoma family, but also to look at an aspect, an element of our history that so often has been ignored. And many of you who have studied or read about or raised some questions about, the whole 1921 riot, you know that for a long period of time, there was no discussion. Absolute silence on it. You say, what's going on with that? And always we recognize that silence, this kind of erasure of things is not at all productive. It doesn't advance the discussion whatsoever. I know I started coming to Oklahoma on a regular basis, 1986, 87. My wife was bringing me out here each time. We would come to Muskogee. You heard of that place? Huh? We would come to Muskogee on Memorial Day and go to the grave sites and where her relatives have been immortalized and honor and respect them. And I remember on my 2nd or 3rd trip out, I ventured down to the Muskogee Library. I said, here's an opportunity to dig into the whole riot of 1921. Was there nothing there? It was absolutely missing. In fact, when I went into their archives, into their files, the whole repository of things there, I encountered newspapers where it had been cut out. The whole story about the Tulsa Riot was not even there. And some of the leading newspapers had been cut out, particularly the Tribune. Mm-hmm. Missing in action, MIA, no information available. Obviously, that only spurred my curiosity. Say, what's going on? There's no discussion, about this situation. So, Sean, you've given me an opportunity to come back to revisit that in a very real way. And you're looking up here at a photograph, and I know you've probably seen this photograph many, many times. Looking at the situation before and after the 1921 riot.